Today is repotting day at Driveway Bonsai for the Cypress Lakes Bonsai Club. We're heading over to Ron's house, and today we'll be doing a little work on some bonsai. It's spring and it's time to get to work.
It had no bonsai, so I just incorporated bonsai soil into it. So we'll explore this together. Camilla! This is a special one. Camellia. Camellia japonica. It's got
They're the ones that
beautiful
bloom in
red flower.
They bloom in January, don't they?
Something like that, yes.
They look, to me, they never look like they open up. They stay there close
The
to.
roots are not significant on it.
Look at all that clay below there.
Yeah, a lot of clay. So, not a great
Yeah,
growing
but
medium.
some
Maybe it
good-looking
doesn't-
roots,
maybe
though.
it doesn't realize it's in the wrong stuff. I mean, it's doing fine. Try to leave it in whatever it's in.
Respond better.
What are we doing? Rod is coming with a big old desert rose to repot.
This camera's a weed too.
So you gonna take that one too?
I think so.
That
yes.
looks.
It's a maple.
I was gonna say that's a.
Things. Not worthy.
No,
Not worthy.
Stalk.
All right, all I gotta do now.
New plant that I got was called the.
Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Ann Letterman and Sandy Sims.
And what did you bring today?
I brought a ficus.
A ficus. And what's your plans to do with the ficus?
It needs to be trimmed.
Just
Get a
trim?
pretty good trim, and I want guidance from Ron.
And the boxwood down here, what's the plan for that?
Well, first of all, I'm going to find out if it's one tree or two trees,
Okay.
and then just start working on it. Just out of the ground, I got it out of the garbage dump last year.
Oil acidifier.
Away from big dust.
We're adding hollytone.
So it'll get pushed down.
This is a mix of universal bonsai soil plus some akadama plus some
Yeah,
of
those are-
that real
we got
fine
trimmed
yellow
way back.
stuff is that
Yeah.
Look at here.
acidic akadama. I forget the name of it.
Kanuma?
Kanuma, that's what it is. I had used some for some cuttings. So that's what that is. We got our soil in, it's all mixed in. We're going to put our tree in it.
I won that in the auction, or in the raffle over that.
A little off to the left.
There's a road. I wanted.
Now we're going to tie it in.
But it's coming back.
And we'll put some soil over the top of it.
Here's what it looked like 2 weeks later. And after the next little video clip, I went home and did a little trim job on my ficus. Unfortunately, I didn't have any lower branches on the other one there.
That, and then once you have that done, then you tip prune and you define your shape of the tree. So we're going to start by, I'm going to give you a scissor, and you bring a tool today? You bring a scissor?
My tools are right there.
And we're going to work from the inside out. We're going to go and find all these things that are kind of unnecessary to the structure that were good. So we're basically just going to work from the bottom up, clean it out so we can see where all the branching is.
The inside first.
Yeah, work from the trunk out.
Where this is, where that's even going, yeah. What's this? Oh.
Just find a
Oh,
branch,
that's a bad
take it
one.
all the way to the trunk.
Yeah, some of these big ones.
Bottom. Now branches like this, you might have a branch that here like this is growing straight up and you say, well, I don't need that, but it's got nice thickness and you can put a piece of wire on it and you can turn it sideways. Okay, so we don't necessarily need to cut everything off that's growing straight up or down when there's possibilities of putting wire on it. Cuttings, but
It's starting to come together, isn't it?
yeah, starting to see some structure to it. Now we're going to keep working our way up. So you're thinking like right in this area here to here to here, right?
It's somewhere around there, so I can put it in the car.
Goes big cut.
Big cut. Pardon me? It's gonna get warm though. It's gonna be a nice day.
So, how much height do you think you took off of it? Foot?
Probably, yeah. A foot and a half, maybe.
Bring our tree up here, and this is how we repot without trying to cut too many roots. Not trying to cut any roots here. This was recently a gift tree to me, and I plan to give it to somebody else. But you can see all the new roots that are developing now. I might have to actually cut some of the leaves on this to have it to be able to tolerate its new environment. Oh, I see it's got a major root here. I really wasn't expecting that, but there is a major root. Didn't really want to cut any roots, but what was I expecting? This is actually should be done in the summertime. Even for down here in Florida, this tree's got to be protected. So, working out all the kinks. All these fine roots are not just growing from that one big root. I'm hoping I can actually get rid of that big root. You can see how it circles around. And there's the stabilizing wire for the wire that's on it. We can get rid of that. That's not going to hurt anything. Matter of fact, that'll help things. So we're cutting away that wire. There's another wire in here, but I don't think we need to actually cut it. I don't think it's quite as long. And then again, I think I found it. Maybe that's the root system. Alright, there's that one long root. Oh, we can see that that long root is actually supplying this tree. You can see how it was cut off and how it's developed roots. And we can actually bring this wire around, bring this wire around. This is the wire that's actually making the trunk bend. Look carefully there, it's actually got a break in it. It's got these new buds coming up if I don't destroy them. But let me go ahead and cut these two big wires off, because they're not necessary there. And now I'm thinking this might make a good root over rock. Adding a little bit of water to the roots, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this. In reality, I should cut that one big root, but as you can see, that one big root has a large majority of of the roots going on with this plant. So for now, I think I'm going to leave it. And but for the new owner, they should actually, when they go to repot this again, perhaps cut it right here at this point right here. I'm going to use this video as an instructional video for them to keep an eye on this tree into the future. But you can see how tough these things are, that we can do these kind of operations this time of year. But question is, will it fit in the new pot with all those roots? And since you removed all the soil, you can see I can tuck everything right in there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a base layer, some soil on the bottom. Now that I got my base load, now that I got the soil in the bottom of the pot in a mound, I'm just going to circle these roots around. Well, this is actually looking like maybe I should go in a different type of pot. That's why I have this other pot out here. This is a pot that has a saucer on it. You can see correctly, it does have drainage, and it's a beautiful pot. So let's start with the drainage. Get myself a drainage screen to go over the hole that's in here so that this soil mixture doesn't fall through. So you can see the hole in there, and now I'm just gonna take and put that base layer in there and add in some of the soil that it came out of, which has been really good to this tree. Put in there like that. And then we're going to add our tree in. Thing is, it's not getting wired in here. So now we got to try to sift the soil down and around this plant. This is the opportunity we take to actually address how we want the tree to be positioned in the pot. Since we have no wires to tie this in, we're going to have to use another method of stabilizing the tree while it's in this precarious position of having all the soil knocked off its roots and then being repotted into another pot. Sometimes this is what we have to do in an effort to start a bonsai. You can't always go into that one pot And you really want this plant to have a good chance of survival, especially when it's going into the hands of a novice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get another type of soil and get some rocks to go on top of this. Well, I've added the other type of soil, and now I'm going to place the stabilizing stones in here so that this thing doesn't float away. It's not going to float away, but with these stones in place here, it will have a better chance of survival. Well, let me give you a little spin so you can see what the tree looks like in its new pot. I was going to put it in a literati pot, but right now it's got it looks nice. And the thing is, the individual getting this will probably want to keep it indoors. So let me give it a good water and I'll take a final picture, and that'll be the end of it. Here's the final picture of the ficus, and here's a couple photographs of Lorna receiving the plaque for our departing member Ernie, who passed away. He'll be missed, and it was nice to see her. And Ron showed her a couple of the trees that Ernie had left behind. And now, on that note, we're going to have to say we'll see you next time. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for putting up with me again. Thank you so much.